Hey, what's up? I'm gonna try to do a different video, and I'm gonna try to make a candid video with this. And I just want to say this is gonna be a different tone than what I've made in other videos. But in the Holy Bible, now if you look at some of my videos like on this very channel, it might sound kind of crazy to say and unfortunate to say, but if you look at videos even in the last week, a week or two going back, and you look at my face right now, I think I might be in a different state of health than I was even a week or two ago. And it how I ended up in the position that I'm in, that could happen that quick like that, is a function of, and it speaks to what I had been going through up to that point that had me make certain decisions that I did. But is according to the Holy Bible, is that you can tell the health of a person when you look at their eyes. And I think that I've experienced something that it I talked to a person before, and they said that when this and that happens or doesn't happen, that person is actually dead at that point. So some people that you know that are alive with certain remedies, like with certain like health interventions and remedies, they're, for intents and purposes, they're actually already dead on a level it can be appreciated, and they're having their life sustained. It's actually life support. So some chronic treatment is actually life support, but the actual viability of the organism has ceased at a certain point. And I may have actually experienced that even within a few days, because I experienced two. About 3 weeks ago, I had so I my I've been a driver for a long time, and I've done work as a school bus driver, but then also I've used a family vehicle for a long time to do independent work, and it was quite lucrative doing that, but the vehicle didn't belong to me. Then last summer, my younger family member became my older family member always wanted them to drive, so they got a used beat up vehicle so that that person would drive. That vehicle didn't work out, but it got that person serious about driving, and then they became a driver. But then when they became a driver, they were so new to driving that they wanted to always drive just for the sake of it. Like, this and that might be more efficient, but I want to drive right now, because that's what it's like when you start driving. So we had to share a vehicle, and actually I did share that vehicle as I became independent, and that my family extended themselves to allow me to use the vehicle, because I otherwise didn't have transportation to go to work, at some of the school work. But that vehicle became a point of contention in our family, a deep point of contention as an actual asset and means of livelihood, both professional and like personal, that was contended between my family member and myself. That as soon as they started to get their license, I already started sending away money for a vehicle, because I knew with their personality, there's no sharing, it's going to be a problem. And I sent away thousands of dollars to a dealership out of state, while still using the car and having to begging or having to grovel to use the car, and experiencing the serious stuff with the family members, uh making just really serious statements that would make that it'd just be hard for me to hear a family member say that. So the amount of stress that I experienced going through that, but then also then finally getting the vehicle that I purchased, and then it breaks down within a week, and then that had been my means of livelihood also, because I had left a job in the fall because of some of the stress with my family around this vehicle, and some of the statements that were being made, the energy that was released. Then I had another stint as a bus driver with a lot less hours in a smaller vehicle, but some of the footing and the function of what I was going through with the family, and still having to use the car, it actually unseated that experience, and it undermined that in very sophisticated but congruent ways. That what I was going through, it undermined that role. So then I continued to struggle over the spring, to use that family vehicle, just because I still had the bills weren't slowing down, and I was eviction was on the table, all kinds of stuff was on the table. And I finally amounted to a motorcycle. I actually got a sturdy deal on a motorcycle, because my credit had been strong that whole time. And then I got a motorcycle, but it was actually very difficult to get the motorcycle viable, because I had to line up a down payment for the motorcycle, insurance for the motorcycle. Then I actually got robbed of training for the motorcycle. After being robbed of the vehicle that had no transmission, I paid for a training. I paid for a training in the amounts of like